Hello, you're watching Angel Kerman, and today we're launching this beast to Duna. I just cobbled this rocket together because for some reason I forgot that I had a YouTube channel for the whole week, and I'm recording this bit of the video Friday 9:30 p.m. So yeah. So, the next thing we have to do is just wait for a Duna transfer window and launch this thing. Because why not? So here we are in the tracking station, just looking to get a Duna transfer window. So, we just zoom out. And there we go, Duna. And I'm going to quote the big, great Matt Loud here. If we look at Kerman's orbit and Duna's orbit, and you make a line from Kerman to the sun to Duna, the angle that line would form should be around 45 degrees. Oh, and by the way, Kerbal Engineer Redux also makes it better because you have this thing right here that if you just click on it, it tells you when the nearest transfer window is, which is really handy. So we just wait until this thing marks about an hour and we launch. So as it's spinning, I'm probably gonna speed this up from now. So here we are back from the time lapse, and we missed it. Well, it doesn't actually really matter that much if it's by just a few degrees. And let's just go ahead and launch this thing. So here we are launching this thing because, again, why not? It's just launching a regular rocket, and it's pretty stubby considering the diameter of fuel tanks. I mean, well, it's just a little short in my perspective, that considering the fuel tanks, but I kind of like the look. This surprisingly worked first try. Like, yesterday I was planning to let's do a test flight to see if the rocket works. Okay, here's stage separation. Test flight to see if the rocket works. Let's go to Duna and back. And then I thought, if I'm going to Duna, why not just send Kerbals up there? Thankfully I did, because this video in total took me about an hour and a half to make, I think. This original clip that of me going to orbit and going to Duna was originally 40 minutes long. I remember my first Duna mission where it took me 4 hours to get to Duna. So yeah, that was really I was doing it with cheats. Like, I was doing it with the Kerbal X and with cheats because, well, I wasn't as experienced. And there we go. And there. Docked. There's not much to say here other than we just did our flip maneuver and docked. My first try, I wasted 8 minutes because I forgot to put on parachutes on the lander, and luckily I spotted this while in orbit of Kerman. So because, well, if I had spotted it while landing on Duna, that would have been a big problem, because then I would have had to do it all over again. I really like when we orbit right above the KSC and we can see it. That's just weird, sort of. that now we're using a nuclear engine, which comes with KSP normally, and the nuclear engine is so slow. It is so slow. Like not slow that it doesn't go fast, slow that it has that it has almost non-existent thrust. At least it's better than the ion engine, which is the most efficient one in the game, but it's really, really, really slow. So yeah. So here we are going, doing our transfer maneuver to Duna, and I decided to do it in 2 burns because I thought that 1 burn was way too long and it wouldn't have been very efficient. The nuclear engine is also one of the most efficient ones in the game. I finished the mission with 2,000 meters a second left over. So yeah. I'm saying a lot of so yes. So I'm just burning to Duna with the nuclear engine because the nuclear engine, as I said, is one of the slowest engines in the game. Almost non-existent TWR. It's super, super efficient, but it's slow. And as you see in the when you click this video is 22 minutes long. I mean, that's a lot. It's my longest video yet, but I'm going to Duna, so it's good. And I didn't bother doing aero braking because I was lazy, as I said before. I was recording at least that bit yesterday from my perspective right now, the day before the day of the upload. I think it was already 10, and I'm right there. I'm like, oh no, I think I forgot to record, but I didn't. But I didn't forget to record, so I was just checking if I was recording. As you can see, 7 minutes down, a few more minutes to go. You try talking for 22 minutes and see how much fun you have. Actually, it's kind of fun, but see how good you speak. It's hard. When I started this channel, I thought that recording the voiceover was gonna be easy. Not really. It's not that easy. But look, there we are approaching Duna. I sometimes play this game when I'm playing Kerbal Space Program. That I just want to see what's the first point I can see Duna or Kerman or Jewel or wherever I'm going. So yeah. And look, right now the burn for me took a few minutes. The burns where I was transferring from Kerman to Duna were so long. I practiced flute for a few minutes because just to have something to do. So slow is a nuclear engine, but at least it's very efficient. If you're doing planetary transfer, you have to use a nuclear engine, because if you don't use a nuclear engine, you're gonna need a huge vehicle. So there we're transferring Valentina and Shiny Bo Kerman, one of my fellow friends and YouTubers. Subscribe to him if you like Minecraft. And there we go. We've already transferred all the Kerbals to the Duna lander. I transferred them by EVA because for some reason the transfer thing wasn't working. Like the transfer thing, there was a bug that the transfer, I couldn't transfer it from one part. I couldn't transfer the Kerbals from one part to the other. Well, that's half the video. We're half the video done. So hope you're enjoying. So there we are. We just burned to go down into Duna, and there we are entering Duna's atmosphere. Duna has such a thin atmosphere, and that if you're entering Duna, there's no like plasma around it. It is so thin is the atmosphere. And at that point, I figured out that the like unpressurizing thing of the parachutes didn't work radially. We had to do every single one manually. So there we are parachuting down to Duna and buggy and parachutes deployed, going down, open landing legs, and because even though we have so many parachutes, Duna's atmosphere is so thin that we still need some engine fire. So there we just started skidding across the surface for some weird reason. I didn't know why, and I thought they fixed that in the new in Kerbal Space Program 1.12, that you could anchor the landing gear to the ground. So then I'm like, wait, what? I was confused. So I checked KSpedia, the dictionary of KSP that is built into KSP. And and I'm like, wait, what? So to make it less monotonous for you guys, we're just gonna cut somewhere here and skip to the EVA, because that's the fun part. And there I decided to cut. For some reason it's buggy. So there we are, planting a flag, and subscribe. Subscribe, please. I work hard in these videos and on the videos, so yeah. There I was just flying him around, and in some update they nerfed the jetpack, so on the Mun you still can't fly, but on Duna you cannot just press shift and it'll just fly up. And I was pretty surprised when that happened, especially since I didn't add ladders to the craft that I was doing the mission in. So yeah, we're just flying around here in the surface of Duna. And we're boarding again and just waiting for a transfer window, the best place to transfer. And this was a very, very, very messy ascent. It flipped around, and that flip cost me a lot of Delta V. So I didn't have a lot of Delta V left when I docked to the mothership. It was a pretty messy ascent, I know, but I mean I was tired. I'm using tired as an excuse. Yeah, I was tired because, well, as I can say it was 11 when I was recording this, and well, yes, you know how you are at 11 o'clock on a Friday. and that one did I remember recording? Did I remember to record this? And then oh yeah, I was just checking if I remembered. So because I was lazy, I didn't bother getting a very, very accurate encounter, so to speak. I just got like the 10-kilometer encounter, then burned retrograde in relative to the target, then pointed to the target, and then retrograde, and then again, and then pointed to the target again. And I got a pretty accurate encounter. Just think, in the physics warp, as I see it, it's 4 times. But as you see it, it's 16 times because editing. And there I had to cut because, well, I had to go to sleep. And there we go. We're just flying. We're just waiting for a transfer window to Kerman, using Kerbal Engineer Redux, of course, because it's a good thing. Kerbal Engineer Redux is an awesome tool, and if you don't have Kerbal Engineer Redux installed in KSP, you really should, because it's that awesome. Like, I cannot survive without Kerbal Engineer. Oh, right there, I was thinking of doing like a commentary thing where if I burned on the shadow of Duna, or like intuitively, it would, just because I'm orbiting prograde in contrast to Duna's orbit, it'll just raise the apoapsis and make me go farther from the sun. But if I burn at the sunny side, it would push my periapsis lower so I can encounter Kerman. Right there I remembered that, oh no, I forgot to transfer Shiny Bow and Valentina. So yeah, I did that. And that thing got showered with radioactive waste. So no one is gonna really get in that lander anytime soon because it's a nuclear engine. As I said, the nuclear engine is really, really, really slow. And I've actually never been to Duna since I've got the environmental visual enhancements mod. So that was it was pretty neat seeing the clouds on Duna. I can tell you pretty much all the mods I have installed. Kerbal Engineer Redux, Eve, and I think that's it. I don't really need that many mods. I had MechJeb, but it doesn't work in all seriousness, I never use MechJeb. I know people like, oh, I've played KSP, I've only used MechJeb like 13 times. And I'm like, MechJeb is like confusing. I prefer not using MechJeb. It's cheating, sort of. There's my encounter. So when you're doing interplanetary encounters, I recommend first just getting the encounter. Just get it. Just get it. And once you have the encounter, you make a mid-course correction burn, and you mid-course correct. So, yeah, here we are planning our maneuver node, and always, when you're going to do time warp, an important time warp, quick save. Because if you don't quick save, you might have to start the entire mission from the beginning because you made a mistake. That happened to me, and like I made a mistake where I time warped and it time warped too fast, and I didn't have time to detect that I was in the atmosphere, so it just flung me around and I missed Kerman. So yeah, that happened. That's what happened. There I reloaded the quick save and just got the encounter because I just got the encounter again. Then time warped. Then I had to be careful. And I don't do it like Matt Lown style where I go into an orbit first then re-enter, because one, I like steep re-entries, and two, it'll have a 100% chance of the thing exploding, and I like fireworks, so there we go. Stage separation, plasma. Oh yeah, I also have the re-entry trails mod. And I don't know about you, but I really like playing KSP. You don't have it, save up and get it if you want. So there we are, landing and parachute and parachute expand. Blocky in one of my favorite parts where the heat shield lands. There and touchdown. So here we are at the end of the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It makes the algorithm of YouTube happy and recommends this video and this channel to many other people. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Kerman signing off.